Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me. I feel like I haven't done one of these in so long where we just chill out, get ready together, talk about life, just do our makeup and stuff like that. So I do have somewhere to be around 12. Please excuse if I have that early morning groggy voice. These are the first words that I'm saying today. It is around 9:30 in the morning, so I do have to be out around 11:45, 12. So I hope I can get through this video for you guys. And also in this video, I do have some new products that I hauled recently, like over VIB weekend, BeautyCon, all those new products. I'm gonna be using them on my face and showing you guys how they perform in this video and giving you guys some little mini reviews and stuff like that. So I really hope that you guys enjoy. Definitely grab a snack, get ready with me, or anything that you want, and let's just go ahead and get started. All right, hold on, I need primer water. I can't go through the day without that. Oh my god, I'm stuck. So you guys know the drill, of course. I'm gonna start off with spraying my face, Smashbox Primer Water and MAC Fix Plus. So for my eyes today, like I said, I do have some new makeup to show you guys, and I'm so excited to use this on camera because I've been testing it out the past couple of days. I posted about it on my Instagram, so definitely make sure you guys are following my Instagram and social medias. I love interacting with you guys on there, so definitely make sure you guys are following my social medias. I will have them right here on the screen, always down below as well in the description. So we are going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette today. I've been loving this palette. I got this actually, Macy's has a sale sometimes, like a friends and family sale. I believe they were having 20% off their cosmetics, and all of their cosmetics have free shipping, but don't order it. As much as the prices are great, they send this in a regular envelope just in the box with no padding, and this is the third palette that they had to send me. Actually, they didn't even send this one to me. So I ordered one palette and it came, two shadows were just busted. So then I sent it back, they sent me a new one, and one of the shadows was slightly cracked, but I just kind of like pressed it in. I was like, it'll be fine. I don't want to go through the struggle of sending it back. I really wanted to get a video up with this palette for you guys. I wanted to post pictures on my Instagram, and then of course one day I'm going to show the palette to my boyfriend on FaceTime. So I lift up the palette and I went like this to show him, like in the screen, and one shade, the sultry shade that was cracked, completely fell out of the pan and shattered all over my keyboard. Moral of the story, I know Macy's has their cosmetics for cheaper and it's usually free shipping. Don't do it. Just pay a little bit of extra money, order from Sephora, order from ABH, or you could go ahead and just go to your Macy's counter and pick this up as well, or exchange the one that you got online if it comes broken. That's what I had to do. I just don't trust them to send it properly ever. I just went to the Macy's counter and they exchanged it for me, no problem, and I got my brand new and beautiful palette. So this is what the palette looks like. It is so beautiful. It is absolutely perfect for honestly all year round. I could see myself using a lot of these shades in the spring and summer, and then deepening it up with these gorgeous golds and burgundies in the fall and winter. I just think that this is a really versatile palette. So enough talking, let's just go ahead and get on into a little eye look for you guys. To prime my eyes, I'm going to be using a new concealer. At BeautyCon, I picked up the Catrice Liquid Camouflage concealer, and I've been absolutely loving this. I see why everyone loves this concealer, and it has a lot of hype. It is a really great concealer, and I have mine in the shade Light Natural. The one thing that I don't like about this concealer is the shade range. I am the second to darkest in this concealer. So it comes in Porcelain, Light Natural, which I'm wearing right now, and Light Tan or Light Beige or something like that, which is pretty much like the color of my neck. I just got one a little bit lighter for underneath my eyes. The shade range in this is absolutely terrible. The shade range in their foundation is really bad. So I really love this concealer, and even the lightest one would have worked for my skin. So I definitely think it is not an inclusive shade range at all. Catrice, if by some miracle you're watching this video, please work on that, because we're just seeing so many drugstore brands now come out and expand their concealer ranges, like Maybelline Fit Me, the Age Rewind concealer. LA Girl Pro Conceal has so many amazing shades. The Makeup Revolution concealer is releasing shades like crazy. So I definitely think that if a concealer, or honestly if any brand wants to shine nowadays, they really need to step up with their shade range. And then just quickly setting down that concealer with my Anastacio Contour Kit. Nothing new. You guys have seen this a ton before. I just really like to set the concealer. I've heard people are starting to not set the concealer on their lids. Like I saw Raw Beauty Christie doesn't set her concealer because she said it gives more pigment to the eyeshadow, but I just have really oily eyelids and I know she has more dry skin, but maybe one day when I don't have anything important to do, that would definitely be a technique that I would test out. But I have something to do today and I'd just be too scared that my eyeshadow wouldn't be blended. So going in with the palette now, I'm going to be taking Orange Soda. I find that this doesn't show up on my skin tone too much, and one thing that I did observe about this palette is when I dip into Orange Soda, there's very minimal kickback compared to if I dip into like a burnt orange. I'm getting way more product on my brush and there's a lot more kickback in the palette. So I don't know if it doesn't show up because it's not as like loosely pressed. It is more of a really pressed formula, at least in my palette it is, but I'm just going to take Orange Soda for now and just buff that through my crease as a transition. But I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, it doesn't show up too well. I actually want to try out the brush that came with the palette because I haven't done that yet. So now I'm going to really go into Burnt Orange on the fluffy side of that brush. As you guys can see, there's definitely some fallout and kickback with that shade. Let me dip in and show you guys. I don't want to dip into the wrong shade. There's definitely a little bit of kickback, but nothing crazy. Definitely doesn't bother me too much. I have a whole pile of brushes here next to me. Here, I'll take a video with my phone. I want to show you guys my little setup when I film here at school. So just to give you guys a little bit behind the scenes real quick off topic, this is what I keep my laptop on. This is like a little 3-drawer organizer from Target. I have my laptop on there, and when you connect this cord and you download the Canon services, Canon Remote Shoot will pop up, so I use that as my monitor. And then I'm just covering my phone because my ID. So then I have my camera and my ring light. I'm definitely planning on doing more of an in-depth camera equipment and YouTube for beginners and stuff like that when I get home, but this isn't my permanent setup, so I didn't want to make a video on this setup. And then also, I usually keep the palette that I'm using on my lap, and then I have a towel laid out because my comforter is white, just with all my brushes and the makeup I'm going to be using. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little bit more of Burnt Orange on my Morphe M433. Just because I want a little bit more of a concentrated color in there, and this brush packs on the shade more densely. I'm going to be dipping into the shade Rustic right here, which is a really pretty mid-tone brown. It almost has like a slight mustard undertone, which I really like. It's a really unique shade, and I'm just going to be applying this on the outer corner and up into my crease a little bit, and then just going back in with Orange Soda and Burnt Orange to blend that out. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. It's the Morphe M505. It's amazing. Burnt Orange is my favorite Anastasia eyeshadow ever. The one in my Modern Renaissance, I hit so much pan on, so I was so happy when I saw it in this palette because I have another one now. So now I think I'm just going to go in and deepen up the outer corner just a little bit. I'm going to go in with the shade Mulberry, just placing this right by my lash line on the outer V. So I'm just going to go in with the shade Mulberry again. I think this is going to be a really pretty shade to do a wing, and just going to extend from where I put that shade on the outer corner out, and then connecting it to the top of my lash line. This has definitely been my favorite way to do wings lately because it's so much less harsh, and I feel like it's just quicker. But I like to go ahead and fix it up with a Q-tip, so I'll just take a Q-tip with a little makeup remover or whatever you use to take off your makeup, clean up the lower lash line, and then really just sharpen up that edge. And as you can see, it just creates a really subtle wing, but you still get the same effect. So now for the lid, I'm going to be going in with the Stila Liquid Glitter and Glow Shadow. I love this stuff, and I don't think I've used it in a tutorial or get ready with me. I have worn it on my eyes in videos, but I've never shown you guys me using it. I think I got this in February, so it is still pretty new to me. So I figured I would show you guys. So what I do is just take a little bit on the back of my hand. I feel like it's just a little bit too much to apply it directly to the eye right away. This is so pretty. I definitely don't try to put on too much because I find that this is one of those products that if you put on too much, it will flake and just look built up on the lid. So I like to do just a thin layer. And I also do like to take this a little bit above my natural crease, so when my eyes open, you guys still can see the glitter because I do have hooded eyes. Look at how gorgeous that is. And I find that this really isn't a product that has fallout unless you play around with it too much once it's already dry. So I really like to make sure that when the product is still a little wet, that I'll just play around with it, kind of tap it in and make sure it looks like decently blended, because it's a little bit hard to play around with once it's dry, like I said. So I don't have a new brow product to show you guys, so I think I'm just gonna go in with my Brow Wiz, but I do have a new shade in my Brow Wiz. I've been playing around with the shade Chocolate because I've just been finding that I've been liking a little bit more of a warm brown, not too warm, not reddish or anything, but I felt that medium brown could just be a little bit too gray looking for my hair being brown. So what I'm gonna do is mix the two shades together, but I am gonna go off camera just to save a little bit of time, and I probably will have my mascara done as well. So here are the brows done. I didn't do my mascara yet because I want to do my primer so that can soak in while I'm doing my mascaras. For primer today, I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter Soft Matte Primer. You guys know this is my favorite and I absolutely love it. I usually use this in combination with the Smashbox Photo Finish, but I forgot it and I'm too lazy to get up and go get it. So I'm just going to be using this one today. It's really hydrating, but I wouldn't say it makes me greasy. It just makes my skin feel really soft, very smooth and prepped, and I'm still testing it out because I have been using it in the winter months when my skin is a bit drier. So I've been wanting to test it out in a little bit of warmer weather to see if my makeup will still hold up, because I always get a bit more greasy in the summer. Lashes are on. Like I said, I used my Maybelline Total Temptation. This is the best mascara that I've ever tried. It is a really great one. I definitely recommend if you guys are in the market for a new mascara. I like this one a lot better than the L'Oreal Lash Paradise one. So going back into the palette, I'm gonna be, oh, it's 10:30 already. So going back into the palette, I'm gonna be taking Tempera on the Sigma. I think that this is the E60. It's the large shader. It's my absolute favorite for right underneath my brow bone. I've had these Sigma brushes for years and they're still in amazing condition. So I just like to take this right underneath my brow bone to highlight that area. So my foundation of choice today isn't a new one, but it's one that I've been really back into and been loving a lot lately. So it is the Fenty Beauty foundation. I have mine in the shade 190, but I do have a new sponge to show you guys. I know that I did use this in my prom makeup tutorial. I showed you guys briefly, but I wanted to use it again and show you guys because it is absolutely amazing and I wanted to talk about it more in depth. So will I ever buy a beauty blender again after trying the sponge? Absolutely not. It is so good, so soft, very squishy, and applies the foundation nicely. So I'm just gonna take about 1 or 2 pumps of this on the back of my hand to start. I'm terrified that I'm gonna get this on my white bed. I don't know what it is about this sponge that just makes it really great in my opinion. I've been trying a couple of sponges lately and this one is really my favorite by far. I just feel like it blends the makeup so nicely, flawlessly. It doesn't absorb a lot of product at all. It leaves a lot of the coverage there, which I like, because a lot of the times I felt like when I was using my beauty blender, it would really sheer out the foundation, which this does still sheer out the foundation, but it doesn't necessarily soak up a lot of the coverage. It just kind of melts it into the skin. Whereas with my beauty blender, I felt like it made all of my foundations look so low coverage. And this one is only $6 or $7. I got this at Target recently compared to the beauty blender, which is $20, which after trying this, I think is an insane price for a sponge. For concealer, like I said earlier, I've been testing out the Catrice Liquid Camouflage, but another one from the drugstore that I picked up recently is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Defines. I think I'm gonna use them like one on each eye because I'm really curious to see how they perform. I haven't used them side by side like that, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Makeup Revolution on this side and Catrice on this side. So let's just start off with the Makeup Revolution. I like this concealer. I like the Catrice one a lot more, but I've never used them side by side, so I'm curious to see the differences. I think that this concealer blends out so nicely. I like the consistency of this. That's one thing right off the bat that I noticed, is I love the consistency. I'm unsure about how it wears throughout the day. I feel like it could have more coverage because, and a lot of people are comparing it to Shape Tape, which I honestly don't really see completely. I feel like it could have more coverage and I'm not really too sure if I love the shade. I think it looks pretty, but I still feel like you could see a little bit of my under eye peeking through. I'll zoom you guys in so maybe you guys can be able to tell. So this is the Makeup Revolution and this is nothing. Let's try Catrice and see. I just like the color of this so much more. It's a little bit more neutral, a little bit lighter. It does have a thinner consistency. It's way more liquidy than the Makeup Revolution one is, but I feel like it has way more coverage. The only thing I don't like about this is I feel like it has a bit of a perfume scent, which I don't get why brands are doing that because it's not necessary in cosmetics. And then just using the opposite side of the sponge. Yeah, you could tell right off the bat that's a little bit lighter. Ooh, I'm gonna have to put some of this on the other side to even it out if I have to. Instantly, I could tell I like this one better. All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys in because I see a huge difference between my under eyes. As you guys can see, look at how much smoother this under eye looks. It looks smoother, more hydrated. This one, I feel like the concealer just made my eyes look more sunken. And if I zoom you in really close, which I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell, it just looks dry. Like the Catrice one definitely wins in my opinion. I think it looks much better. So just to even that out, I'm gonna take a bit of the Catrice right on top of the Makeup Revolution one. I just don't like how that one is looking underneath my eyes. To set everything on my face, I've been absolutely loving the Catrice Prime and Fine mattifying powder waterproof, and this is in a 010 translucent. This is a really great translucent powder, you guys, but I've just been testing it out, setting my under eye and my whole face, and I think it makes my face look really smooth. So I'm taking this on my Morphe brush. This is my favorite one that came in the complexion goals, and just really pressing this underneath the eye and just putting this around the rest of my face as well. I have two options for bronzer. I picked up the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Rosewood at BeautyCon, but then also for the Sephora VIB, I got the Benefit blush bar, which has Hoola in it. I'm gonna be using a couple of the blushes today, so I'm gonna be showing you guys Rosewood as my bronzer. Look at that bronze. That's one dip. Isn't that the prettiest color ever for bronzer? Oh, I'm so excited. I love a good bronze, you guys know. Just also gonna take a little bit up the sides of my face and on my forehead. I just feel like this is the most perfect bronzer for me because of how warm it is, but then it's also natural. I really don't like a cool tone bronzer. I feel like they really can make my face look a little bit drab. I find that the Chocolate Soleil, the original one by Too Faced that I loved forever, looking back at videos and photos that I'm wearing that, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just not warm at all. It looks more like a contour shade, and I would wear that as straight up bronzer. So I've been really into warm bronzers, but not orangey or red, and this one is absolutely perfect. This is some seriously great stuff, you guys. I'm gonna 110% keep raving about this and talking about this and using this on my channel. They have a bunch of different shades, so if you're more fair than I am, if you're more deep than I am, I'm not really sure how this one falls in the lightness to deepness category. I just know that it is the absolute perfect bronzer for my skin, and I'm so happy that I decided to pick this up when I went to BeautyCon, and the packaging is so luxurious as well. It's a little bit fingerprinty, but I don't know if you guys can see when I flash the ring light in it, you have little Anastasia logos. And just going in with some contour, I'm going to use the Anastasia Contour Kit. I don't have a new contour, but I do have a new contour brush that I picked up at BeautyCon as well. This is the Royal & Langnickel Quick Contour BMD125 brush. It's a really interesting shape. It almost looks like a mermaid tail, and I'm still kind of playing around with it and trying to figure out the best way to use it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm crazy about it yet, but I'm still testing it out. So I'm just gonna take the middle shade in the Anastasia Contour Kit, and this picks up a lot of product, as you guys can see. I think I'm most confused on which direction. I don't know if I should contour like this way or this way with the brush. I kind of just do it somewhere in the middle because I don't want a super harsh line, and I don't want my contour to be too wide on my face either. I'm gonna go into my new Benefit blush bar For blush, this is what it looks like. It is so pretty. I've been wanting a Benefit palette like this for a really long time. I know they had a couple versions before this, like the Cheek Parade, and I'm not sure, maybe another one, but this is what the inside of this one looks like. So you have California, Gold Rush, Dandelion. This is where the little brush was, Rockateur, and Hula. I have been testing out Hula. I hadn't tried Hula before I got this palette, and I have to say I have been really liking it, but I like my Anastasia bronzer a bit better. So for blush today, what I usually do, I find that Gold Rush has a glitter overspray on it, so I kind of have to rub that away because I don't like chunky glitter in my blush. I usually mix pretty much all of the blushes. I think they look pretty all together. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm just gonna kind of do a little bit of all of them, tap off the excess, and apply it to my face. I've been really into blush lately. Ooh, girl, that looks like highlight. But it doesn't have chunky glitter in it because I rubbed off the overspray. It's just a nice sheen, and I love an illuminating blush. So now I'm gonna finish up the eyes before I apply my highlight and my lip. I've been really liking doing the same technique for my lower lash line, just changing up the color. So I got this new brush recently when I went to the International Beauty Show here in New York City, and this is the Morphe M432 brush. I don't know if you guys can see, it has a really awesome flat tip to it. So it's a really nice shape and a really nice density to press color right up on your lower lash line, almost like a liner. And then I like going in with the Morphe M505, which, like I said, is a really awesome it's a really awesome eyeshadow brush, one of my favorites, and I like to take a little bit of a lighter shade and really smoke out that liner look that I have going on. So now we're gonna finish up the face with some highlighter. I received the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit for Christmas. I have shown this to you guys a couple of times, but I don't think I've used it too much on my channel, and I honestly haven't been getting much use out of this, so it still is fairly new to me, so I figured we would use it today. How I like to apply this is with a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. This is the shade Lunch Money, you guys. If you guys have been watching me for a while, this is such a classic, and this is still the original one. So I'm just gonna take some of that on my finger. I just want to pat this on the high points of my cheeks and blend it out. And I think I'm gonna be topping that off with Forever Young, which is a really pretty rose gold shade. How beautiful does that look? And then I'm just taking the same shade on the inner corners. As always, gonna finish off the look with some Fix Plus just to melt everything into the skin. So I definitely want to keep the lips a little bit more muted and nude and matte if I can. So this is pretty new to me. This is the Wet n Wild Bare It All lipstick. Again, another thing that I showed you guys in the prom makeup tutorial. Ooh, cute. And then just taking a little bit of that L'Oreal lip liner to define around the lips. All right, you guys, so that is going to complete this chit chat get ready with me. I really hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out and spending time with me. Hopefully you guys were able to get ready with me, or you had a snack or something and you enjoyed this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing me use the new products. Definitely let me know if you have any questions about anything down below. But just to recap really quickly, I pretty much love everything that I used. The blush bar is absolutely amazing. I love the Soft Glam palette. I think it looks gorgeous on the eyes, especially with that Stila glitter. It just has really awesome and perfect shades for all year round, and I think if you are just into soft neutral shades, you are going to find a lot of love for this palette. The Catrice stuff, like I said, was absolutely amazing. The powder and the concealer, awesome duo. I think that the powder just makes my face look so smooth while still letting a little bit of that natural lively look peek through. Like, it's not overly matte, but it's still smooth and blurring. And the concealer is gorgeous underneath the eye. The only complaint that I have about it is the shade range. I'm really disappointed in the shade range for how good this concealer is. I think a lot of people would benefit from using this concealer. So Catrice, please make more shades in this because I think it's a necessity. Also, the Mota brush, I'm a little bit in between on this. I don't hate it, but I don't absolutely love it. I think I want to try this with a cream product because I have a feeling that this is going to be really great for blending out cream contour just because how dense it is. It's a little bit too dense for powder, but I think I'm going to really enjoy this for cream. And the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the Makeup Revolution Concealer in Define. I'm really in between because I've had days where I like this and I have days where I don't like this. I think it depends on the foundation that I'm wearing underneath, but in comparison to the Catrice concealer, the Catrice one is a lot better, and I would tell you guys to get the Catrice one over the Makeup Revolution. I don't think that this is comparable to the Tarte Shape Tape. I know a lot of people are saying that, but I don't find that it has as much coverage at all. The shade is just slightly off for me, which is easily fixable if I go find a new shade, but I just don't feel like this is full coverage enough under the eye. And not only that, it just gets really dry, and I feel like it just emphasizes the line underneath my eye. So I'm not crazy about this, and I will update you guys in a May favorites and regrets video. I've just been using so much new makeup. I really feel like I need to do a whole in-depth update video on what I've been loving and what I haven't been loving so much once I've tested it for like a solid month or two. All right, you guys, so that is going to complete this chit chat get ready with me. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these videos. I absolutely love filming these videos for you guys. It is so relaxing and really fun just to do my makeup and chat with you guys and talk about life and makeup and stuff like that. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up because it helps me out. And also make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel, and make sure you guys click that little notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!